Okay. Here we go! X-Men 1. Da-da-da-da-da. 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 Da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. 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 Da-da. Yeah, A tier, really? A tier. Man, it's high B. Like, I don't think anything's gonna dethrone it from B. Like, first B. Yo, X-Men First Class, bro. I mean, X-Men 1. Oh, it tried so hard, and it did a lot of things right. It was, like, the first of its kind, so it didn't really have anything to base itself on. There's so many shortcomings, but, you know, you gotta cut it some slack. It's just not the best X-Men movie. Whenever they fight, they're on, like, wires, like Thong Song by Cisco. It was fun, but it's dated by today's standards. You know what happens to the toad that's struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else. Why did they let that line in? Alright, X-Men 2. Legit a hilarious line. X-Men 2. Okay. Well, I want to hear what you guys I want to hear what you guys think about X-Men 2. Don't know if it was intentionally bad. There's a lot of anime channels need originality. We're going to look at some anime waifus and husbando. Playniac. I did not. It's better than X-Men 1, so at least A. Okay. In all honesty, it was terrible. You didn't like X-Men 2? In all honesty, this was the first X-Men movie that felt like an X-Men movie. Like, this one was alright in like, portraying that, but when I think of X-Men, this is the movie I think of. I just don't remember it. Oh, true. Is this the one with the jug and came in? No, that's the other one. Yeah, X2 is great. X2 is actually a good movie. Even just like conceptually, it's really good. No, that's 3. Yeah, y'all might have to jog my memory. No, that was The Last Stand. Yeah, The Last Stand. Oh, you wait, I'll come to that one. But yeah, in my opinion, this one's still pretty good. Like I don't think it's as dated as this one, in my opinion. Nightcrawler's in this one. Maybe that'll jog your memory. Like, you know, the first Nightcrawler, the good Nightcrawler. Yeah, I'd put it at S. I think it's really good. Okay. Now, I want to point out that this is a trilogy. It's so bad it's good in my opinion. I was thinking that too. There's a few good lines too. One of my favorite lines in that whole movie, in The Last Stand, is Beast. Beast says, where Wolverine turns to Beast, it's like, I thought you were a pacifist. And then Beast is like, I am, but as Winston Churchill said, there comes a time where every man must. And then he beats up a bunch of guys and he's like, you get the point. I love that line. Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut! The times. In the first movie was looking for the Jennifer Lawrence's betrayal of Mystique, a sign a little off. What? This one. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Origins Wolverine is so bad. Like, it's so bad. Okay, those opening like 10 minutes are great. What, we're like the X-Force are like going into the military base? Nah, fam. This one's really bad. And you know what's funny? Okay, you guys ready? You guys ready? I really like First Class. Correction. I really like the first half of First Class. First Class's first chunk, like the first 2 acts are really good. They're like solid. Feels like a comic book. It takes itself seriously, but it still has forms of levity and charm. Magneto. Oh my gosh. Michael Fassbender as Magneto. Sold it. My favorite scene in this movie is the scene where he meets the guys in the bar scene. That scene is so powerful. And it's not in English. They had balls. Okay? This movie had balls, dude. It really did. This movie, because it came after these 2 train wrecks. This movie had balls. He honestly saves an upcoming film all by himself. I think I know the one you're talking about. Like, other than Spider-Man, I'd put this on to watch with friends. Which one? First Class? What did Alice say? But, like, Halle Berry, like, when she plays Storm, like, she plays with an American accent, and then she does, like, the African accent. Like, it's back and forth. She does the American accent in the first movie. It's kind of there in the second, and by the third, it's gone. Halle Berry's accent. First Class. Magneto is a huge meme in Hungary because stealing metal is, like, a tradition here. Oh, that's funny. Magneto is there. That's funny. First Class with your friends? Okay. Wolverine. Oh, boy. This movie is so, like, nothing. Oh, snap. Thank you for the cheer. Thank you. The WandaVision effect. Never actually seen Wolverine. There's nothing worth seeing. Actually, there's one cool thing. Spoilers, because... spoilers, right? Logan dies in Logan, right? But in Wolverine, there's a character who can see the future, and she says, I saw you dying. I saw you dying, Logan. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, you were dying. You were on the ground, and you had your heart in your hands. Thank you for the sub. Thank you, Mansion. Fanfiction for gifting to Mansion. Thank you. So, the Future Seer says to Logan, I saw you die. You had your heart in your hand, and you died. And he doesn't die at the end of this movie. But in this movie, when he dies, whose hand is he holding? X-23's. Dang. And guess what? Anyone who wants to say that wasn't intentional, same director. Same director. Jay, is this the 2013 one? What? Wolverine? I think so. The Japanese one. The one where he's in Japan. How is this the same director? How? Better writers, bro. Better writers. That's what happens. Earlier I said it too. Directors get too much credit. The writers for movies deserve a lot more credit. Different writers, same director. Oh, hey, I like this one. Yeah, the Japanese one, I put it at C. It's okay. It's okay. It's like, it's boring. If I can be completely honest with you, the problem with this one is it's so dull. Never actually seen one. If so, I love it. This one, I don't care. I have a confession to tell everybody. I have not seen every single Marvel movie besides the X-Men movies. Well, that's fine. We're talking about the X-Men movies. The Wolverine. How is this the same director? Oh, hey. I like this. It's probably the nostalgia again, but this was a favorite of mine when I was a boy. That's interesting. I've never heard anyone say that about this movie. Not a single human being in my life. So it's interesting to finally meet somebody who actually really values this one. X-Men Days of Future Past. Alright, let's get this out of the way. Is it better than this, though? They're both really good. It's my favorite one. In all honesty, they're both really good. They're both, like, really good in different ways, but they're both good. This one... was the last time we saw Villain Mystique. Honestly, at their highest, I like X-Men films more than anything MCU. At the highest, I hear you. I really like, I still think X2 is better because it's much more contained. Where this one is a bit more complex. That's an interesting take, I understand that. Yeah. But yeah, you know, this is the last time we saw Evil Mystique. Or Bad Mystique. So I do appreciate the movie for doing that. Also, the conclusion's pretty dope. X-Men timeline makes no sense though. Yeah, now it makes no sense. X-Men Apocalypse. You go from this movie. Infinity War is like in my top 5 superhero films, so I don't know. True. That is in my top 5 without a doubt. How does it work? The costumes. What do you mean, Kimmy? But Days of Future Past is really fun. It is. How does Kitty Pryde get the ability to send people back in time? Magic gloves? Okay, Apocalypse. Okay, about Apocalypse. You know what sucks about this movie? They just kill him. Have you read a comic with Apocalypse in it? I've said this before. There's one of my favorite comic book moments. Nightcrawler grabs Apocalypse, teleports, comes back, and he's not there. It's like, what did you do to him, Nightcrawler? I put him into the pocket dimension that I go to when I teleport. What? So then from that point on, whenever he teleports, Apocalypse is right there. Just because of Magneto, no, they aren't good. I can't defend these, man. I want to, but it's been years. Just because of Magneto and Quicksilver, it's at least B. Quicksilver breaks the plot, though. Quicksilver is so busted, they knew to break his leg. It's so dumb. Like, I really do not like this movie. Apocalypse, you go from this movie to this. It gets really bad. And then you have Psylocke. Psylocke's in this one, right? Yeah, Psylocke. And you do nothing with her. You get Olivia Munn to play Psylocke, who, in my opinion, is a great casting choice visually, and you do nothing with her. In the first suit, Cyclops said something about you confessing of yellow spandex. Yeah, what would you prefer? Bright yellow spandex? And my dad and Johnny's dad and all the fans said yes! What would you prefer? Bright yellow spandex? Man, I love Olivia Munn. Yeah, man. She was Psylocke, which is just the perfect, like, visual casting choice. She looks like the character. And you do nothing like that. Attack of the Show was great. That was before comics were cool, I know. Alright, Deadpool. Yeah. Deadpool's going there. A, not S. This movie's not perfect. It's a standard revenge plot with a lot of fourth wall breaks. C tier. Ooh. Give us spandex. You know, I like this movie for what it did. I also never thought they'd ever make a Deadpool movie, and they did, and it wasn't bad. They didn't castrate him. So to speak. It's just nothing is taken seriously, and that's the one problem I have with this movie. How much more interesting would it have been if, when Deadpool was saving Vanessa, is her name, the girl that he loves, if he accidentally dropped her and killed her? How much more interesting would that have been as an ending? Because she just dies in the second one anyway at the beginning. Might as well kill her off in the first movie. That way, Deadpool actually has somewhere to go as a character. Now, I understand there was a friend of mine, Karen, who's like, oh, Deadpool's not about that. Deadpool's not about that. I'm like, you're gonna tell me, someone who's been reading Deadpool comics since, like, you know, well, not since, but who's been reading 90s Deadpool comics. Like, I read Deadpool before he was popular, okay? Deadpool had serious moments. He did have a few. And that's what made him so interesting. The few times he took things seriously, he was actually kind of scary. And I kind of wish the movie took that risk of doing that, even if it was just at the end. Because then all these chuckleheads in the movie theater who are laughing about penis jokes would actually have something to think about. But hey, Deadpool doesn't work solo in my opinion. I disagree. I like some of his solo comics. More recently, no, he sucks. But there's a few. There's a few where he's not that bad. We've had this conversation before though, Arson. I mean, I did sell Deadpool 1 and 2, but the weirdest part about him, does he always have to break the fourth wall every single time? Yeah. Deadpool was great, didn't pretend to be more than it was. And that's what I appreciate about it. Deadpool 2, I won't defend, but this movie was great. Deadpool doesn't work solo. If 1 is A, throw 2 and B. It improved nothing, but doubled down on the jokes, felt a bit too forced. Enjoy, Colossus, and Negasonic Teenage Warhead as characters are really cool. Okay, modern Deadpool sucks. Yeah, modern Deadpool is trash. I generally agree here. Joke characters need to have that one serious moment. Just that one. Just one. I'm not asking for much. Just one. And it can totally work. Logan. I hate this. I hate this so much. I have to put it at S. It's really good. And it made me cry, so... Endgame didn't make me cry. Don't play, Jay. Yes. I hate doing this. Because it's such a depressing movie, man. Like, I never recommend this to people who don't know X-Men. I'm like, don't start with Logan. Don't start with Logan. It's so depressing, man. It's just like... I've only watched it once. It's legit the best movie based on a Marvel comic. Is it though? Arson, let me ask you, someone who actually read the comics, because I know not everyone reads these comics. Is this a good adaptation of anything? Because this movie feels a lot more like The Last of Us than it does Wolverine. And that's why it doesn't beat these two. It doesn't feel like an X-Men movie at all. That's my one problem with it. The only problem I have with it is that it feels nothing like X-Men. But it's a good movie! It's a good movie. Like, not a good comic book movie, in my opinion. I don't think it's a good comic book movie, because it's nothing. That's why I do like it. That it's just its own thing. But it's not its own thing. It's copying something else that did well. Like, that I think is stupid. But other than that, it's a good movie. It's a really good movie, man. I can't deny it. I literally can't deny it. And I remember going into this movie not expecting to like it. And I was blown away. Literally, I made like a bet with my friend, like 20 bucks. Like, Logan's gonna suck, bro. Same director as Wolverine? Yeah, right. This movie's gonna suck. I gave him $20 the next day. I'm like, hey man, no, good movie. It's someone close to Old Man Logan. Yeah, somewhat. Sometimes that's good though, Jay. Yeah, Logan is legit the best movie. That's why I do like it. Open say that name, The Last of Us fanbase might attacked us on this live stream. Those fanboys don't play. Yeah, they really don't, Kimmy. I agree. They can be pretty wild. They're always either all childish humor like Venom or smiling is forbidden like John Wick. It can work without the hero stuff. If you take it as a movie, it's the best movie based on a comic book, not the best comic book movie. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Movies need to learn to find a middle ground. Yes, I agree with that too, Saints Flow. Logan. Okay, so yeah, Logan's right up there. Now Deadpool 2. Haha. I know everybody's telling me to put it here. Everyone's telling me to put it here. I felt the same about these two movies. Literally exactly the same about these two movies. You know what made this movie work better for me, though? Domino's in it. And, Cable's in it. And, like, the characters that make Deadpool more interesting showed up. Did they make him more interesting? But I was happy to see more X-Men characters in Deadpool that probably I thought would never show up. I disagree strongly. That's fine. No, I tell you to put it in D. Why do people hate this one so much more than the first? Because when I first saw it, not gonna lie, when I first saw this movie, I liked it more than the first one. Where the first one feels like string. I don't know. It feels like just nothing. But this one, at least something's happening. And also, there's a freaking plot about, like, Deadpool, again. Okay, you know what? Here's why this movie's better. I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna tell you why this movie's better. Deadpool 2 is better. You wanna know why? You wanna know why I actually prefer Deadpool 2? There's a scene when Deadpool talks to that little kid who's being bullied. And Deadpool says, he starts to feel sad for the kid, and then he's just like, alright, you know what, forget it. And it's like, yeah, one moment. What? One moment. One moment is all it takes to change. And then he kills a guy on live television. That scene was the one serious scene that this movie didn't have. Like, literally, this movie did one thing that I said Deadpool needed. There's one scene where he feels sympathetic for someone other than himself. Right? And I thought that worked better. I also like that they killed his girlfriend. And then they kind of explore the whole idea of Deadpool trying to die. Again, concepts in Deadpool comics that do make him interesting. They did a lot more in the second movie. I don't know why people think the first one's better. That's true for sure, but overall the rest of 2 is trash for me. I think it's weird that people say that. This is like the one opinion. This is like the Iron Man 3 for me, where like I love Iron Man 3. I actually think Deadpool 2 is better than 1. Like I would rewatch 2 quicker than I rewatch 1. Hey, hang on, let me scroll up. Hey, that scene legit made me sick to my stomach. Which scene? Deadpool 2 feels like someone trying to imitate 1. I feel like Deadpool 2 did a better job with its character, though. Because I'm all about characters, right? There's nothing here. There is nothing in the first movie. Nothing of substance with characters. Nothing at all. Literally nothing. The X-Force scene. Okay, what they did with the X-Force was pretty warped. Literally Shatterstar. Shatterstar, my dude. You add Shatterstar. Full costume and everything. And you eviscerate him. No, I'd tell you to put it in D. I disagree strongly. That's fine, we can disagree. Yeah, I get the hate for that. Where did you call the deleted scene where Deadpool is changing someone's diaper? You know who? I'm not going to mention his name. Wait, what? Was there a deleted scene like that? Not trash, just not as good as 1. I prefer it. They did something with the character. They gave him the serious moment that I was asking for in this one. Someone dies. Like, someone important dies in the beginning. Like, they did more. They did way more in this one. Why do people like this one better? Yup, he changed the diaper of a baby. World War II mustache. Oh, yeah! I forgot about that. I don't know, man. I'm able to... Like, you guys act like those jokes are so stupid. Yeah, the jokes in 1 were so much better. I don't know, man. Deadpool... You know what? There we go. Problem solved. I mean, I don't like either, so... Problem solved, but I still like 2 better than 1. And you know what? This actually makes a lot more sense, because I would rewatch X-Men 1 any day over Deadpool 2 or 1. Domino was awesome in 2. Yeah, Domino's one of my favorite comic book characters, so to see her on screen was interesting. And she was black and had an afro. Huh. Weird choice, but okay. Domino was cool, I guess. Deadpool was just more likable in 1 to me. More likable? He was a scathing, arrogant a-hole. What was more likable about him? In this, he actually felt sympathy for someone other than himself. I don't know, man. It's you just interpret things differently. Enjoyable, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Actually. Yeah. Why not X-Woman? Mm-hmm. You should think about changing the name. There's a lot of women doing things here, Charles Xavier. Why not call it X-Woman? Remember what I said earlier about forced dialogue? Austin fan? I'm gonna save us some time. This is the worst X-Men movie ever, and it's the last one by Fox. I don't know, the original Domino's, so the movie version didn't feel off. True. Wait, the person who was talking away Dino the kid's name is Rusty Collins, aka Pyrrhic. Wait, really? Came out like 2 to 3 years too late. Yeah. This movie's bad. Like, Marcus and I saw Bill and Ted Face the Music, and then we saw this movie because we were like, why not? Let's see another movie. Yeah, we were both like, you know, we probably should have just stayed with Bill and Ted. This was bad. This was a bad movie. Really, like, I would put this in F tier. This one actually fails as a movie in so many ways. This movie is just absolute. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do it. Can I add one? Add a row. Oh, okay. Black. Oh, whoops. Okay, hang on. Red. Okay. Let's move it down. Hang on. There we go. Like, I would actually say this is just a failure. Like, an absolute failure. there was too much going on, going against New Mutants, and it could never be good. But, like, at least have an action scene or something, man. The movie's just hours of nothing. Developing characters that go nowhere. I love this movie was a horror film. The trailer was misleading. Yeah, right? So many things about this movie's marketing just ruined it. Anyway, this is my tier list. I love how it's like, oh, dad, one movie, dad, one movie, dad, one movie.